Yeah. So thank you for bringing these here. I've always wanted to show your work like this. I've always wanted to see the collages next to the work that inspires them. Because while you can tell somebody how these are made and kind of how you work, you don't really get it until you see them. So this is the first time you've done that, right?
Yeah, I've never presented the reference next to or in general. I've never shown it. It's sometimes on my Instagram, I might have like in a slideshow the source material, but I've never presented it along with the paintings.
That's so cool to finally see them. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's really exciting.
And they're the ones that are not for sale, right?
Yeah, they're technically they're not for sale because I'd like to eventually make an archive and a book or something.
Yeah.
My reference.
The De La O Museum.
Exactly. They're for the museum. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. So for some context, like how long have you been painting? When did you start painting?
I think I would say seriously when I was about 15 or 16 years old. You know, I took a lot of AP studio art classes in high school, and I kind of knew that I was going to go to art school for college. So I mean, do math. I mean, I'm getting old.
We all are.
A while, but seriously on my own and selling work. It was probably like right out of college. You know, 2007.
Yeah. Where did you go to school?
I went to SVA.
SVA
School of Visual Arts, really close. Right?
Yeah. All my friends who are working now in like film and television went to SVA as well. I hear the fine art department there is amazing.
Yes, illustration department's good, the animation, they're all great. And I was lucky to have some great professors, some really well-known artists and people who were plugged into the art world, in particular like the 80s and 90s scene that I loved so much. So I heard a lot of Basquiat stories and Keith Haring stories. And it really put a battery in me, for sure.
Yeah. It was good to hear about your inspirations too with the film in the neighborhood, because I think a question you probably get a lot is like, what draws you to this anachronistic style?
Right.
So hearing a little bit more about that was really wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
What do you think's next for you? What do you think is there anything else? Are you still plugging away at this? Is this something that you think is going to happen for a long time?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can't always predict where your creativity is going to land. I think that people who follow me on social media see that I post all manner of media, drawings, watercolors, sketches, so I'll always be flexing those muscles, but I think I've reached a sort of plateau with these that is exciting, and I kind of don't feel like it's time to sign off yet. I think there's a little more exploring to do, and pushing like to overuse the word technique that I've used a lot, but just push the process, I guess, and really master it. Because these are the direction I think I'm going to be going for a while.
How many paintings in this style have you completed?
Oh gosh, at this level, with the kind of dedication to the original collages, probably like 20. I'd say anywhere from like 18 to 20 paintings, larger paintings that look of this nature. But the collage style is something that it's almost probably countless paintings and drawings that I've flirted with that look, but arriving at this point, it's probably somewhere around 20 paintings.
Yeah.
Somewhere in my studio. About 20. Yeah, about 20. Yeah.
So I was bold enough, and I hope you took it well, but I kind of compared you in the write-up to the Fail Collective in Brooklyn, because they have the similar painted, ripped paper, kind of painted stuff. Do you follow any of that stuff? Have you been a fan of them?
No, actually, yeah. No, that's my honest answer. I don't keep up with a lot of modern art outside of friends of mine whose work really turns me on and I support. But I wish I could say I was more immersed in the scene a little bit more. But I think something about staying in my own world. And keeps the inspiration really fresh. I don't want to borrow, even if it's subconsciously.
It also makes your style so unique and easily identified.
Yeah, but it's really...
I can spot a John De La from a mile away.
Oh, thanks.
Which I love about that. I think it's a really important thing to do as an artist, to have your voice.
I do believe strongly in that there's antennas that are kind of like there's a certain vibe that similar people are making similar work at the same time. So I'm always encountering work that looks a lot like mine. It's someone from another part of the world or have a completely different experience. So it's just like a electricity that's out there. I think that people are just grabbing, and sometimes I see similarities.
Yeah, definitely. How long did this particular body of work take you to make?
I would say I started them the winter of last year, and I probably signed off on the last one a couple of weeks before the show, to be honest. I was working about right up to the point of the show. So what's that? That's like November, starting around October, November of 2022. to March. So, not quite a year, but.
Is there any feedback you get from your work that you particularly like?
Yeah, my favorite feedback is when people infer stories and their own narratives from the work. So I'll often hear people saying, theorizing on what's going on with the characters or the story that the painting's telling. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not. But my favorite thing is to see that people are kind of using their imagination and they're not just kind of passively passing my work. They're engaged with it. They're kind of wondering, the relationship with the title and the work, I think, and the imagery itself. I like to see people kind of just jog ideas. This is about this, or this could be about this.
So you ever get any feedback you don't like, or are taken aback by the ways people respond to your painting?
Ooh, well, that's a good question. I think most people tend to, they're of the school, if I don't have something nice to say, they just don't say much. They kind of just say, oh, it's fine. That annoys me. I hate when people are kind of just like, it's all right. It's nice.
It's good.
It's nice. It's good. I don't like that. I don't feel strongly. So in the breadth of a bad review, so to speak, that actually I like, because to your point, I don't like a boring response. I don't mind if people are a little, but I think a misguided interpretation of my paintings has been that I myself adopt old world values, that I'm a super old world conservative,
right.
Because the world and because the media was so macho, and there were so many dark elements going on behind the scenes in the eras I draw from. I think people assume that my own values are in line with sort of evil Hollywood 1950s American stuff.
Right, yeah. They can't appreciate any good aspects of it. Or
they think I'm one of those guys that wants it to just be like the old days, and I just wish things were simpler and better. That's not really, where I'm coming from. That's not my perspective. I'm not fighting the future in any way, and I don't reflect the attitudes of these eras, but the language and the look of it, has always appealed to me. And I think, to be fair, to all the critics or the people or naysayers who may feel that my work is celebrating bad shit or a bad era, I try to put as much kind of ironic, dark undertones where it's not a mere holding up of this stuff. It's not a pedestal. There's kind of darker things at work, and if you can read between the lines, you kind of can see where I stand on it stuff.
I have one final question, which is, why did you change that one painting in the back? Because I showed that painting in 2019, I think, and it had a different main character. What possessed you to change that one?
Well, first I saw potential for a series that I had started about organized crime.
Is it Mario Lansky?
No, it's a guy, Joe Aiello from the Chicago outfit, a Capone associate.
Okay.
But I love the portrait, and it tied in with the Italian-American New York experience that I love so. And to be fair, the girl who's in the painting is someone who I don't like or care for anymore. Yeah, we had like a personal falling out, and the painting carried that energy. So I saw an opportunity, instead of keeping someone who is no longer someone I like, I wanted to give it good energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and replace it with like something that was original and make it better.
Amazing. All right, well, I just want to thank you again for allowing us to show these. If you're watching this in VR right now, you can click on all these paintings and it'll take you to the page where you can obtain a print or buy the original. Thank you again to John, and let's hang out and have some wine. Cool.